Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us and for another amazing topic of conversation. First of all, I want to thank my sponsors, South Florida PBS and Thermo Fisher, with their Ready Go Check program. I have the honor of welcoming Juanita Guerra Arellano today. So thank you so much. I know that we are 6 hours apart. She's in Austria. So welcome, Juanita.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Gladys, for this amazing interview. I'm very happy to share all my stories about cultural crash and all what I have to say for immigrant to immigrant, which ones are the best tips to be the best immigrant of the world.
So our conversation today is based on immigration. This is a topic that has been going on worldwide, not only in the US, not only, as you know, in Europe as well. Colombia, we're both from Colombia.
That's right.
Juanita lives in Austria. I live in Aventura, Florida. And this is the reason why I wanted to connect with you. And the reason that we're doing it in English, because we are adapting to the country that took us in.
Exactly. That's very important.
You also speak the German and you have the European side of it. We're going to do it in English so that everybody understands.
Perfect. I love it. That's very important. You say something very, very clear. And most of the important things when you move to another country is to learn the language properly. I will say thank you for everybody who is seeing us. Thank you for understand that, of course, because we are immigrants and then we start to mix all the languages. And my English is really was my second language, but at the end changed with 16 years in Austria. And then I have some German accent, and there are going to come so many words that I have to think about it and all. But I think everybody understands how you feel and how funny could be to use these words. For the other part, thank you, Gladys, again. This connection is really amazing. I had experience at when I was 19 years old to go to live with my grandparents in Coral Gables in Florida. And my parents lives in Aventura. They are neighbors from you. Oh. Then I hope we can see each other personally very, very soon.
It would be a pleasure.
Totally.
This is how 6 degrees of separation works.
Exactly. We are so connected that the world brings us together more often than you think.
Correct. So there has been a lot of controversial things about immigration. That the US is blocking immigration, that they shouldn't accept anybody else. And you and I know how important it is to move from one country to another and being accepted, not only in the social part, work wise, but being adopted by a country. I had to leave Colombia also more than 20 years ago for security reasons. And this country opened its doors. But I also come from a family that immigrated from Poland, escaping the war. And okay. Colombia accepted them. So I know all about what it is to go to another country, not speaking the language, starting all over. So please tell us your story and what hilos de la vida, hilos viajeros, which translate to
sewing threads.
Sewing threads or traveling
sewing lives. Yeah,
Traveling
traveling.
threads, that's the exact translation. And how you've been able to understand the culture of the new country and the other people that have immigrated, especially now that a lot of the countries are accepting many people from Afghanistan, from Iran, and other cultures.
Yeah. Well, let's start from the beginning. Immigrations comes from many, many reasons. Like you said, there are problems in some countries and there are security reasons, wars, etc., that leave the people, of course, no option to move out. And that's it. There is another reason, and my reason, I want to tell the story exactly why I moved to Austria 16 years ago. I met my husband in Colombia. He's an electrical engineering, and he was in a travel, the business trip, and yeah, Lufthansa make some changes, and his bag got lost, and he stayed in Colombia, of course, for 3 more days, and then one friend meet introduces, and
Oh,
that is
so
how.
you got married because of a lost bag.
Yeah, exactly. They were 3 hours. 1 week later, we were engaged, and 6 months later, I moved with all my things to Austria. It will sound a little bit silly, but when you have the opportunity to say, I want to move out because I'm in love and I want to make another life with this person together, and take the whole things that you have and put it in the container and send it and ship it in your place, you are coming with another things. I know there is material things, but at least they are your memories from childhood, from young age, and it's attached you somehow in another way.
I haven't thought about that. Like, what do you take with you?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that's I think is one important thing. The other important thing, and after many talks with many immigrants in Hilos Viajeros, uh, it's uh, it's very important to understand that when you move out, at the best way is to move with all your heart too. Because if you keep the half of your heart in your country and the other here, you will not find a balance, and you will be not connected really with the new country that is accepting you and you are here. Of course, I understand. And we don't have to forget, we have families in our countries, and we have economical issues that we help our relatives there and all. But this connection, it's not exactly very good in the matter that you live really your heart in that country, the half and the other here. If you think to make an immigration, my tip is go for it. You will do it. You will very happy to do it. I'm sure that you can make it, but do it with all your heart. Go straight, and your goal is, that's my country and I'm going to be very happy and going to build my life again. That with that small stone that you put in the road, already you can start to build many, many things. Then we return to my story. Of course, I moved here. I didn't speak German. And one of the most important things for me was to start to integrate myself in the new country. Of course, you need from yourself, from your heart, from your soul, to take out all the energy that you have to make it. Because anyway, when you go to another place, they are not going to receive you like the Colombians, that we are super open and we hug you and kiss you and we are happy and we're smiling.
Even
No,
if we don't know each other.
exactly. This is like we know each other from the whole life, and the friends from the friends are my friends, but not in the other countries. In the other countries, there is some distance, but it's not because, and here's one thing very important, it's not because they hate you because you are immigrant. It's really because there is another culture. And this mix of cultures make this diversity that it's more fun and more magical to transform and make more projects and do a better world. But it's very important to don't take personally nothing what happened in the new country. You have to be always with the eyes open, your ears open, with your heart open, and receive everything that is coming, because everything is so new. You are going to be amazed. You are going to be without words to describe the so many things, and I can explain you and tell you many funny stories, because it's exactly that cultural crash that we have, and it's super fun. It's really, you have to adapt yourself with a smile, and really with, I know that not for everybody is so easy, but you have to be very spontaneous. You have to be very open, and you have to be more and give more that you receive at the beginning. But this,
I call it having both feet on one side of the country and not one foot on one side. So,
exactly,
like you said, you call it from the heart, you have to stand firm. And if you're going to make that move, just move with an open mind, open heart, both feet on the ground, and understand the other culture, because it's, and I know I'm going to tell you a funny story.
tell me. I
Because
love funny stories, please.
here in here in United States, there is a misconception that every Latin country is the same.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
you're Latin or you're Hispanic and everybody's the same. And I remember when I came here on vacation, there are different words that are said in Venezuela, Colombia, Argentina, that mean very different.
Yeah.
And I remember I met a Venezuelan, and I'm going to say this out there, it's not very appropriate.
Don't
But
worry. I love it. I love it.
I remember I met a Venezuelan, he invited me out, and of course, he was super cute. So I got all dressed up and we went out, and we were going to go to a party, and something happened and he got a little upset. And I go, but what's the problem? And he said, oh, you're getting me arrecho.
Okay. Okay.
Arrecho in Colombia, arrecho in Colombian means horny. And I was so offended that I literally slapped him.
No way. No. That's exactly the things that you
I,
have to get a little bit cool
but
down at
I
the moment.
slapped him, and when I slapped him, he said, oh, that makes me even more arrecho. And and I left. I literally called the cab and I left, and I never saw him again. Many years later, I found that in Venezuela, arrecho doesn't mean horny, but mad. And if for whatever reason he's listening out there, I had always wanted to say how I'm sorry, because that was a whole cultural
Misunderstanding. It,
misunderstanding.
yeah, these cases, they happen all the time, and that's why I start to make Hilos Viajeros, because for me it was very important to bring all the people together, that the people, the locals in Austria, understand other cultures without this friction and this hate somehow that start to generate really problems in the whole society at the end. And of course, this is a country that have two wars, and the Second World War was exactly to hate people and to disappear people, and they were not really appropriated to be here. Then when I hear the stories of all my girlfriends, and here I will go back, then can imagine I come here, I was 30 years old, I didn't have the language, then I put myself in all the classes. I enrolled me in all the classes in an institute where all the old people, or the big generation, about 65, 70, they go to this place, Urania is the name, and I enroll myself from 7 in the morning to 10 in the evening. Because with that, I broke exactly that fear that I have inside because I don't speak the language, how I'm going to meet people, because the university start 2 months later. And I took the chance that I have to do something. I said to me, I cannot stay home. I cannot be home close and the dark days, because that's another thing. We are from the tropical, we are not on time, and everything grows, and we are always colorful, and we are happy all the time. No, here everything is structured, everything is organized, everything is with the timetable exactly, no 5 minutes later, no 5 minutes late. And that kind of understanding, it's very, very important, but you don't understand that from the beginning. I remember that I was sitting in the dark, already the last window with the last ray of light. I was freezing myself, and I called my best friend, that the only friend that I had here. I was already here like 1 month, and I say, hey, Barbara, when you come from your hospital, because she's I don't know the name, osteopathy. Yeah, osteopathy. But, and I said, you are going to cross exactly in front of my place to go to your place. Stop and have a coffee. And she said, no, Juanita, in 3 weeks, 3 o'clock in the coffee place in the city center. And I was, hey, maybe in 3 weeks I'm not going to be sad, or I'm not going to be, I don't need you anymore, no? Yeah. And then what's the thing from this example? This example explains that I have 2 ways. We have in life always 2 ways. I can stay in my position and say, she's a bad person, how she can do that, that is not a friend, and how dare, and all kind of stuff, and make a huge build in my head, and said, okay, I'm not talking to her anymore. I hate her, and close. Okay? No, I give the chance. I went to the appointment, and I said, Barbara, you know, you are my only friend, and I was very sad. If I wanted a hug, and I wanted to talk with you. I was really very depressed because winter is depressing, and the short days, and of course, and you are alone and you don't know no one. No? And she said, Juanita, I didn't mean it. It was not bad. It's in Austria. We make an appointment and we organize the thing, and we are not spontaneous. That's it.
Yes,
Yeah.
It's the la espontaneidad.
Yeah, exactly. Go for it, and let's do it, and that's it. And hey, Gladys.
And it doesn't matter, let's go and meet. It's not like that. So you had to learn the hard way.
Exactly. You learn, and that issue and that exactly thing gave me some parameters, some lines, some
parameters.
Yeah, and gave me exactly the beautiful way to see the things. That, of course, I said, in Colombia, we don't have the seasons. Then we can, and that happened in most of Latin America, and we don't have the seasons. We don't have to think like in here. I have to make the earth and prepare the earth in March, because in April I have to put the seeds, because they have to make the process and grow. And then in October, they are going to have all the, thank you, and collect the food, because it's coming winter, it's a lot of snow, and we don't have the possibility maybe to go out. Okay, I'm talking about for a couple of 100 years ago, but it's only that understanding why they are so organized and why everything it works like it works. Of course, we don't do that because it doesn't matter if I put, I don't know, mango seeds in July, I will get in December the mangoes, or in April.
No, we don't think like that. So it's like we all said, it's understanding the culture.
Yeah, exactly,
And it's
exactly.
not taking it personally that it's against you.
No, absolutely not. And it's very beautiful when you open your heart and open your soul and give the chance. In Austria, you have to work for a friendship very long. You are not going. I was the kind of person that I went to my building. My husband laughed a lot because I went and I knocked the door like in Colombia. Hello, I'm the new. You want to have a coffee with me? And maybe they say, what the hell, is she crazy? What's that? What kind of thing she's doing? Everybody was talking and all, and my husband arrived and it's hey, what's wrong with your wife? No, she's coming here and she wants a cup of coffee, but we don't do that. Who is she to do that? But they understood, my neighbors, that that was the way. And with the time, and when I spoke already a little bit more German, I can explain myself why we do that. Please come to our place if you need sugar. It's a normal thing in Colombia to say, and maybe in a lot of places in the world, that you are really open in somehow. But for them, it's so strange, and they feel like they attack me. Why is she here?
You're invading me.
And with the time, you learn exactly how to manage that kind of things. And it's beautiful, and you have to give you the chance really to understand everything. It's not about you. They don't hate you. They don't want to be with you. No, absolutely no. It's just that they have another approach to the things.
So let me ask you something. Before we were recording, we were talking about the difficulty in integrating. And part of the difficulty that everybody has is that when they go to another country, is that they go and follow their own people and they don't get integrated. And it's like a ghetto. Like all the Colombians go to the Colombians, the Venezuelans to the Venezuelans. And for example, here there is like the Venezuelan Business Club, which they still, and I admire the fact that they all help each other, but they still do their meetings in Spanish.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's what you said, that you need to integrate and not follow. Can you tell us a little bit about the story of the women, or no,
Yeah.
about your place?
Yeah.
Because this
Okay.
is a sewing place based on culture.
Exactly. Okay, well, then we know already I moved to Austria 16 years ago. I came because I love my husband. He's an Austrian that he's always around the world, actually. And then I got stuck in here in Austria. Now I'm more Austrian than my husband. It's very funny. But that gave me the opportunity to get enrolled and to make the things more quickly than other of my girlfriends. But when I get pregnant, I'm an architect. I work for an architectural company here for 1 year. And here's another beautiful thing of the countries, that they are so organized and the social system works so good. And when I arrive, I have a tremendous CV and a resume that I can go, because I have my own company in Colombia and I make a lot of jobs and all the 250 letters that I received back is that, sorry, we don't have a job for you. You are extra qualifications for the
You're
job. And
overqualified.
exactly. And I was very sad because I said, how that comes? Because I have an excellent resume, and then I don't
And
don't
you
get a
never
job,
get a job.
and that's it. And one day I say to my husband, you know, it is very strange because really the people doesn't want to get me in the job because maybe I'm a foreigner. And here is our problem, because we feel ourselves that we are not good enough. Okay, then please erase from the head, we are good enough, but I didn't understood the system at that time. And it's very nice because my husband said to me, no, Juanita, you have to understand that if they hire you with 30, okay, I was already 31, they are going for sure. They ask you if you are going to get pregnant. That is not allowed anymore. And if they hire you and you get in 1 or 2 months pregnant, they have to keep you for 3 years. That is the maternity license, paid.
Paid 3 years maternity.
3 years. And then you go back to your, to your place.
But
your
from
job.
an employer, you understand that.
Yeah, and then they have to keep you 2 years. Doesn't matter if you are back away from the computer system, if you are, and I was in shock. I was like, are you kidding me? Then I'm not going to get a job, never. Then what I made, we are very creative, and I love this because we are Colombians, very innovative, and we go for it. I erase everything from my CV. And then I sent a couple of CVs, and then I got 3 interviews. And I said, and I wrote, I want to be a freelance because I understood.
You erased all your experience.
All the experience. I left, I went to the university and I worked in my first job. That's it. 10 years of experience disappeared.
And you didn't add that you were looking for a job, but just a freelancer.
Yeah, and that's it. And then I got back with three proposals. And that is nice to understand exactly how to play and how to roll in. After this year of experience, so it was a very nice company. I don't understood nothing because they speaking in a dialect in the construction area and all. It's super complicated, but it was super fun. I get pregnant, of course. Then my daughter, Emilia, she's now 14 years old, and I start to sew for her. And my hobby in Colombia, my mother and my grandmother, they teach me how to sew, and I was always making my creations and the colors and all. And here I didn't found really nice things. Then I was calling my mom in Miami and saying, please go to Joann Fabrics, go to Hobby Lobby and send me a couple of things because I want to make a dress, I want to make the decoration of the room and all. And in Austria, they have a really nice companies that make and produce fabrics, but they are very typical and traditional, like this dress. And all the things, they are stamped by hand and all, but they're very traditional, and it was missing this Colombian and the colorful and this. Then I start to sew for my daughter, Emilia, and my girlfriends start to love everything what I was making and so creative. And then I was mixing already products from this strip and this strip because I only buy fabrics, ribbons, and buttons when I go away with my girlfriends, my family, or alone. And I start to put together the pieces, and I create until now, more than 4,000 pieces. They are all unique. And of course, I didn't want to sit and make it myself because I love to be with people involved. I love to teach people and to tell people how to do the things, to give a know-how to them. And then I start to give the sewing classes. And that is another thing because it's a new stone that comes in the role as immigrant, because they give you first the time and the challenge to make a new company with a new product that doesn't exist in Austria. Everybody was like, are you crazy? You want that we meet to sew? And I said, well, it's in Colombia, it's normal. Of at least my grandmother always go to the costurero, the sewing. They were not sewing, they're drinking coffee and having fun, but we never saw something in the hand technique. No, nothing. Anyway, it was beautiful because I start to meet people and start to making connections and making new projects. And one thing start with the other, and with my experience in architecture and franchise development. Then of course I make the logo like you see, Juanita's Box. And with the time and with the go on, then start my Hilos Viajeros.
Can
That
you
is,
show us some of the products that you did, that you have?
of course. Look, this is my signature horse. That's the pony that I made for Emilia when she born. And of course, this one I made already like 300 pieces, but each of the ponies are unique. I know my client called me, my client make a friendship with me. I know exactly what the daughter, the son, the husband, the Colombian way. We talk
Create a
and we
relationship.
make and then start to build a product that really comes from a really nice soul, because it's not only about the stories that the ribbon is from Thailand and the buttons are from India and the fabric from America, and that I was with my family and friends that I said. It's a whole package of how nice is to connect ourselves. And that's why I make it so special. And the other part is that the people comes and sew with me. And when you are sewing, you are transforming yourself. You are so relaxed and you are in another constellation that you start to talk. Then at least my clients, they feel so good or only to come in the room that it's like Alice in Wonderland.
Like I told you, I wish you were here and you had one of those here.
Yeah, I will go. Don't worry. I'm just going to start to
You're
move
gonna put a
myself.
costurero here.
Exactly. No, it's beautiful because you start to make these connections really, really tight and help the people to connect each other with another projects. Many women said they are coming here. They are saying, okay, I don't know. The culture is so tight that it says that if you learn that, you have to do that and die doing that. There is not the possibility to go out of this box that it's so close. And of course they say, wait, but you are an architect, but now you are sewing, how that comes and all. And these transformations make it empower the woman. And I give from time to time some tips and some small clues how to empower yourself to do better and to change it, and don't be afraid to do it. And I have,
Can you give us your social media so if somebody wants some tips on how
of
to
course,
integrate and culture? Because even though you and I can talk forever, like typical Colombians,
yeah.
the time is running out.
Uh-oh. No, and we are in the middle of my script. Hello. Okay, we
Yeah,
have to
two
make a
by
second
two.
appointment. No, it's beautiful to tell stories. And of course, you can always contact me, please. I'm here to hear you, to empower you, to give you tips, to tell funny, nice stories about life, because we can do it together much better, and we can change the world together if we respect ourselves, if we open, if we don't put
Fudge.
a wall in front of us. And the most important thing is that you have to really, as immigrant, jump in the cold water. Doesn't matter. At the beginning, you are going to be only cold. At the end, you are going to be warm and hug you from the new culture. And that's the most amazing thing. But you have to do it. Don't wait that the new culture go for you and knock in your door like in our countries. Go
You
and
have
talk
to
with the
go
people.
and knock on their door and learn their culture and learn how to adapt.
Yeah, exactly. And I only have to say, Austria gave me many opportunities. They opened my eyes in many ways, and I very, very thankful for every single day that I can be in here. And friends, as is my sisters, I'm an only child, and my friends here, they are my sister and they are my family, and there is amazing. Really, it's super cool.
Thank you so, so much. I look forward to part two,
Of course,
and I look forward to meeting you when you come.
definitely.
Thank you to everyone. Until next week, and above all, stay safe.
Thank you, everyone. And yeah, go for Juanita's nail box or Juanita's sewing box, because I have in Facebook of English, but go for the German version that I'm more active there. And Y los Viajeros, don't miss it. Subscribe yourself in the YouTube channel and take a look, because you are going to get a lot of tips and the recipe to be super successful as immigrant. And you are going to laugh a lot with all the stories and all, because I have many stories, like the bikini, why you change the bikini in Colombia and why you change it in Austria or the European Union or Scandinavian countries. We keep it in touch, because you are going to love all the stories.
Perfect.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much for the time.